The Crown, Season 3, Episode 6, title that I'm not going to say, because I don't want to butcher. Anyway, this episode is all centered around Prince Charles, and this episode I quite enjoyed. This is about Charles going to Welsh, getting Tywysog by a tutor, to build up to the speech that he's going to make in like a few months, and that kind of thing. And I quite enjoyed it. This is a pretty good episode, because here's the thing. What it is Charles feels basically neglected. You know, he is the black sheep of the royal family. He doesn't get it. He doesn't know why people act a certain way and feel cold-hearted and this and this and all that. So when he sees the affliction, even just simple parent stuff, where like he's the child, and the mother and his parents never tuck him in bed or say thank you, I love you, or any of those things. So he, in a way, kind of feels the emotionally understands maybe how Wales is feeling. They feel ignored. They feel they're not have nothing to say. They feel like no one's going to listen to them and all kind of stuff. To the point where he does his speech and he changes the end. The scene between him and Elizabeth, it's very... The way I saw it, it's basically two generations battling each other, basically. You know, it's basically... Think about it. It's the way I said it was, okay, you got two generations, one's younger, one's older, right? The younger generation observes the older generation and kind of questions how the older generation does things. So they question it, and of course the old generation is getting offended by it because they've been doing it for X amount of years and telling some young, basically, does anyone want to get be talked down or get, not talked down, but does anyone want to be lectured by like someone who's like half your age? Probably not, because it feels like I'm older, I should know these things. Anyway, and that's how I observe it, because he's like, I want to, you know, people want to hear opinions, people want to know what I think and how I feel, and that matters. And Elizabeth's like, no one gives a damn what you think. No one cares. They don't care what I want to say. Which I always question, like, well, what happens when it does? What happens, like, which I always say to myself, like, what happens when it is needed? Like, in case, say the usual by the book, play by the book rules may not work for Wales. How Charles did it worked. So it is one of those things. It's a very, very, very interesting way. But anyway, good. I actually good episode. Quite enjoy it.